Nobody tells us what we can go on the internet and say or not say. Nobody whatsoever. We run our campaigns as we believe a campaign ought to be ran. The way that we believe politicians should promote their ideas. We answer to nobody. That's what it means to be independent. Now, there are a lot of people who say, oh, well, independent candidates have no chance whatsoever, especially if they already don't have a lot of money, especially if they're already not polling at 10%, 20% or more, etc. These are all negative thoughts that mean nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Anything in the next, how many months is it? We're in August. We've got, really on our way to September. We've got September and October. So we've got about 2 months left of heavy campaigning, and anything could happen, ladies and gentlemen. Anything could happen. And mind you, Don DEZARN and I are not running some kind of fringe campaign. We don't have radical ideas about things that will maybe be attractive 200 years from now. We think we should have lower property taxes. Neither the Democrats nor the Republicans actually have a plan that will guarantee lower property taxes. It's common sense. It's just common sense. We think that the education in the state of New Jersey could be better. Who doesn't? And the Republicans and the Democrats don't want to talk about education, which is very strange. It's especially strange, in my opinion, that the Democrats don't want to talk about public education, because that's supposed to be really one of the top issues for Democratic candidates, but it appears not to be. In this case, they don't want to talk about the fact that our present education standards, part of what is called Common Core, tries to literally prevent students, and discourage students, from critical thinking and thinking outside the box. And by the way, those are two very different things, because critical thinking is just merely, I believe, looking at all of the facts and thinking about all of the factors involved in a situation. Whereas I believe that thinking outside the box is being extraordinarily creative in terms of, and innovative in terms of how one wants to go about presenting an idea, or an extremely innovative idea in general. Our education program is vehemently opposed to that and has created mechanisms to stop those things. And I talked about that in my last video. You can watch that video if you'd like for more information on that. But getting back to the misconception that some might say that Sean O'Connor and Don DEZARN, the independent candidates for New Jersey legislature in the 14th district, may have no chance, I'm telling you that's a false assumption, because our ideas are so important, and they're not these wild, long-range ideas. They're important. We're talking about lower property taxes, we're talking about actually improving education, and we're talking about improving healthcare. When the healthcare program of the entire country that every state is subject to says, you can't see the doctor you want to see, that actually encourages companies not to hire full-time employees, you see that not only is this detrimental to your health care and your well-being, but it's also detrimental to the economy. And it's interesting that neither the Republicans nor the Democrats want to talk about these issues. So why do Don DEZARN and I have a chance? Because we're talking about the issues that I know matter to you, because I've talked to you about it. I've talked to you going door to door, I've talked to you at the restaurants and the bars, I've talked to you at the grocery store, I've talked to you on Facebook and YouTube about these issues. And I'm not so sure that the Republicans or the Democrats are really talking to you. I think they're talking at you, because I think they're cocky, and I think they're so used to winning campaigns one or the other, that they think to them it's this formula that's worked for years, and they're just going through the rhythms, whereas Don DEZARN and I are doing a lot more, ladies and gentlemen, than going through the rhythms. We're talking to you, and we are truly working to win your vote, and we are doing everything we can to present to you exactly why our platform is right for the future of New Jersey. And I want to make one last point, ladies and gentlemen. I know that we're at the 15-minute mark, but this is so important because there's nothing more flawed with our political system today than this. The Republicans and the Democrats cater to special interest groups. Don DEZARN and I do not. The Republicans try to sweet-talk the senior citizens and the rich people, while the Democrats try to sweet-talk the lower middle class and the certain people in the middle class, and then they try to sweet-talk and cater to minorities. And, but in a nutshell, Don DEZARN and I, we're not trying to please any one group. We believe that all people should be treated equally under the law. We believe that it's the only way to get rid of racism, classism, sexism, and this divisiveness, this division that is happening in our country. We believe it is the only way is to treat everybody fairly. That is the only way there will ever be justice, and you won't get it from the Republicans, and you won't get it from the Democrats, because they're playing special interest warfare, which is something Don DEZARN and I will have absolutely nothing to do with. So this is why Don DEZARN and I are not your typical candidates. And ladies and gentlemen, I absolutely urge you to vote for us. If you're not registered to vote, no problem. I have voter registration forms for you. Email me, message me on YouTube, message me on Facebook. That's all right, whichever you want to do. You could even call me. My business cards have my phone number. Make sure you have one of our bumper stickers. By the way, signs are coming soon. DEZARN, O'Connor, Independence for New Jersey Legislature. They look great even if you don't want to stick them on your car. I have mine on my front door. And last, certainly not least, ladies and gentlemen, a flyer for our upcoming rally to protest New Jersey's ridiculous, unfair marijuana laws. That's happening September 8th in front of the State House. We have other events. The following week, September 14th, we're going to have a fundraiser at Scoopers. It is a wonderful ice cream parlor in East Windsor, New Jersey. And in October, we're going to have a rally calling for the abolition of Common Core, which is the set of standards, education standards New Jersey, unfortunately, presently is adhering to. And there is more coming that I cannot wait to tell you about. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. And again, I encourage you to vote for Don DEZARN and Sean O'Connor, and please share this video with your friends. God bless New Jersey, and God bless